What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj, and today we are coming at you with top 5 drop locations you should drop in on Fortnite. So kicking off the list at number 5 is Pleasant Park. Now you can see Pleasant Park up ahead of us. Now with the introduction of Tilted Towers so close to Pleasant Park, you find that not as many people drop towards Pleasant Park as they used to. Pleasant Park used to be the central hub for all gunfights at the beginning of the match, but nowadays it's a lot less quieter because a lot more people drop at Tilted Towers. It's full of some of the best loot you can get. Some of the houses are absolutely loaded with treasure chests, and then you've got the treasure chest actually walking around out the park. You can see over here there's actually one that just, sits in the middle there. Now, not only that, there's just a small amount of people that actually drop here nowadays. Not as many people drop, like I said, as they used to. But you can find people in the houses, obviously, to kill. And, there's plenty of chances to get some decent loot. You can see this house has already been looted with the chest, which is very quick, I must say. But you can see there's more houses for you to go around and explore at. Get all the loot you could possibly want in the match. And you can actually set yourself up for the final, bouts. Oh, unless you get killed first by me. You can see there, we're just killed. And this is why Pleasant Park is number 5 on this list. Now, coming in at number 4 is Tomato Town. You can see Tomato Town right here in front of us. There's a whole bunch of different reasons for Tomato Town being at number 4. One of them being is that it has this little gateway under here, the overpass, which you can actually enter, and you can get some pretty decent loot from right at the beginning of the game. As well as that, it's not as populated, like I said, much like Pleasant Park is, like this place is. You can see there, we're on 10 health at the moment, which is a great way to start the game. But Tomato Town is great because you've not only got the overpass here, which we are currently located in, but you've also got access to these chests just through here. There's a secret wall here, and you can actually break through to get to the chests, and these chests essentially have a chance of spawning 3 times over. You can see there's a third table. You have the chance to get 3 chests in this little spot. That alone is worth dropping to Tomato Town itself. Now, the other great bit about this is that there's actually a house as well nearby Tomato Town. You'll see that shortly, where you can actually go in and grab more loot from there as well. Now, if we'll come out here shortly. Now, this house just here as well also normally has 2 chests, which you can receive as well, obviously if there isn't been people here, which in this case there has been. But if you also then head over to Tomato Town, you then have the chance to get even more loot. And you can see there's normally a chest in the upper ravines of the house, and just in this little section here. So you can see there's 1 chest there, and if you come up there, there's actually 2 chests. So if you then head over to Tomato Town, there is even more loot in Tomato Town. There aren't any actual chests in Tomato Town, but you can still get some pretty decent loot. I have had my luck in getting loot in Tomato Town. There is actually 1 chest, actually. I stand mistaken. If you come through here, there is actually a chest, normally just spawning through this doorway. You can see there it is there, bam. And, obviously it's a chest, so it's got the same loot tables as all the other chests, which is a great way. Now, you can also get shield potions and whatnot from this place. It's a great way to go about getting starter loot at the beginning of the match. Unless you die, of course, and then you're screwed. Now, coming in at number 3, we have Salty Springs. Now, just a quick note on these locations, guys. These are all based on my opinion, and my opinion alone. So, I've played the game for quite a bit of time. Obviously, I haven't won because I'm not that great at it. But these are just my opinions on where the best spots I have actually dropped and, what rewards you with the best stuff and whatnot. Now, Salty Springs, much like all the other locations, grants you plenty of chests throughout all the houses. Now, as well as that, like I said, with the introduction of Tilted Towers, you can see the battle bus was like on a direct path through Salty Springs, and not many people dropped because many people want to go to the more populated towns and whatnot. So Salty Springs is a pretty decent place to drop, especially considering that you can get chests. There is normally a chest in that room that I just broke through to that you can get some decent loot from, but you can see here there is normally, there it is, there's another chest. So much like Tomato Town, that house on the edge, this does have some chests throughout it as well. You can see here we've gotten a boogie bomb already and an assault rifle. So this place is a great way just to get more loot, much like every other place in the game. Obviously you're going to be getting loot from everywhere, so it's all just a matter of getting there the fastest and getting there alive. That's all that really matters. Now, another really good benefit of Salty Springs is that it's relatively located in the center of the map. So regardless of where the actual circle goes next, you still have a pretty decent chance of being inside it. You can see here, because we're in the center, the circle is in the northeastern section of the map. Luckily enough, we are in the middle, so that pretty much just means for us that we are going to be able to get to there quick enough. Oh god, and because we had the map open, we have died. But Salty Springs, you can see there, it's in the center of the map, right there. And, you know, even if it was in the bottom quadrant of the map, the bottom right quadrant of the map, the top left quadrant of the map, you can get there relatively easy, relatively fast, because it's in the center of the map. And you can get decent loot, and there aren't many people located in this area. We just always happen to be the unlucky ones and unskilled ones that die before we can actually showcase the full town. Now, at lucky number 2, you have Retail Row. Now, Retail Row is pretty much an exact copy of Salty Springs, you know, for the exact same reasons. It's relatively close to the center. You've got plenty of houses for plenty of opportunities for loot, and depending on which way the battle bus goes, you can see that there's not many people that drop here. The battle bus went on a line like that, so it wasn't actually too populated this time. But you can see there's also plenty of loot. Obviously, the places that you're going to land in Fortnite have all the loot in the world, but this place has quite a bit because obviously it's such a large location and there's plenty of houses for things to go around to. Oh, how did we miss that shot? Look at it. How? So, like I was saying, Retail Row has plenty of opportunities to get plenty of ammunition, plenty of weapons, plenty of supplies. You can see we've already got bandages, we've already got a green gun, and, you know, you're just pretty much set for the rest of the match if you manage to get through all of Retail Row looking for loot. Because it essentially allows you to get all the loot you could possibly want, all the materials, all the resources, everything. And like I said, regardless of where the circle comes up, you are still relatively close to the center of the map. You can see here, majority of the people would have dropped in Tilted Towers and Pleasant Park and Dusty Depot, because like Retail Row, that is located pretty much in the center of the map. But, you know, you're not far from it, and if you actually look closely, I didn't actually see anyone drop in with us. So it's a great way to earn extra loot, and the battle bus pretty much went from this quadrant all the way up across like that. So it didn't even come close to Retail Row. So if you know, glide it out a little bit and you manage to make your way all the way over here, you have a decent chance of getting a lot of loot and no one bothering you for quite a bit of time. So that pretty much gives you the chance to build yourself up, get everything you could possibly need / want, and then you'll be set for the final center ring. You can see now there's only 68 people left alive and the match has just started. Granted, this could take place in any of the locations. The difference is that you will survive here because there's no one out here dropping with you, which is, like I said, a great way to get all the loot you could possibly want, all the supplies you could want, and all the resources you could want. So I definitely recommend dropping in at Retail Row as well, and stay away from hunting rifles if you can't use them like I can. You just saw there that was a terrible failure that we did, and we actually lost to that guy. He's actually attacked us with a pickaxe at first. He didn't even need to pull out his pistol before we died. So Retail Row, a great place to drop down if it's your first time going around or whatnot. So make sure you decide to check out Retail Row if you plan on playing Fortnite. And finally, the #1 location that you want to drop in Fortnite is Tilted Towers. Now, if you're looking for combat, if you're looking for decent loot, if you're looking to be kind of centered in the middle of the map, Tilted Towers is the place for you to go. Everyone drops on Tilted Towers, regardless of which way the battle bus is actually going. You find that everyone drops to Tilted Towers. You can see the huge amount of people coming in to land at Tilted Towers. Just look at them all. So if you want to get into a lot of fights early game, you want to try and get some really decent loot by killing a whole bunch of people, Tilted Towers is definitely the place for you to go. You can see here all these people. Look at them all. I personally hate landing in Tilted Towers just because of the amount of people and the amount of time I survived. But when I have survived and landed here, it has been glorious. It has been such a good battle to the death, trying to win, trying to kill people, because it's a high octane environment. You're obviously going to get plenty of loot from Tilted Towers. They have actually recently nerfed Tilted Towers as well. They've taken a few chests out of the mix, but that's still not going to stop people from landing here. You saw the amount of people that landed here. There's someone on the roof above us at the moment, currently. And you can see just how crazy it is in Tilted Towers. And you can see just the scale of Tilted Towers. So if you actually do manage to land in here and you survive for quite a bit of time, you actually have a chance of getting decent loot. Now, Tilted Towers, I've found, has some of the best loot in the game. However, you've got to take it into mind that it is all randomized, obviously, because, you know, the chests are random, the drops are random and whatnot. So it's all down to what you find and just your luck on the day. However, you could end up finding someone who has a shotgun and you have nothing and they just absolutely obliterating you. So like I said, it all comes down to luck, but Tilted Towers is probably my #1 drop destination that I like to come to when I'm feeling like killing people, because you can see here there's just people everywhere. Regardless of where you go, you'll find people everywhere. So it all comes down to you and what you personally like. So take that into mind as well, but you can see we're horrible at the game. But these are the locations that we have found best and what works for us. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. But other than that, thanks very much for watching.